Chelsea might be known for their big money moves and epic wins, but not every signing has hit the mark. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the top 10 worst Chelsea transfers of all time. From multi-million-pound flops to players who just never fit in, we've got the shocking, the bizarre, and the downright disappointing. So let's get straight into it. Who wasted Chelsea's money the most? Let's find out. Kicking off at number 10, it's Romelu Lukaku. After a stellar spell at Inter Milan, Chelsea brought him back in 2021 for a jaw-dropping £99.5 million, making him one of the most expensive players in Premier League history. The hope was clear. Lukaku would be the powerhouse striker to lead Chelsea's attack. But instead, things spiraled out of control. He openly criticized the club in a shocking interview just months after joining, and his relationship with then-manager Thomas Tuchel soured. On the pitch, Lukaku looked like a shadow of the player who dominated Serie A, managing only 8 league goals. Sent back to Inter Milan on loan, Lukaku's Chelsea return is a stark reminder that sometimes you really can't go home again. At number 9, we've got Khalid Boulahrouz, the Dutch defender, whose Chelsea career was over almost before it began, nicknamed the Cannibal. For his tough, no-nonsense style of play, Boulahrouz was supposed to be the backup Chelsea needed in defense. Yet, despite costing £8.5 million, he made just 9 Premier League appearances. Even when Chelsea's key defenders were injured, Boulahrouz remained on the sidelines, with Jose Mourinho preferring to use midfielder Michael Essien at center-back. A classic case of potential unfulfilled, Boulahrouz was quickly forgotten by fans, leaving with more questions than answers about why he was signed in the first place. Coming in at number 8 is Tiémoué Bakayoko. Chelsea splashed out £40 million for Bakayoko, fresh off his stellar performances in Monaco's title-winning side, hoping he would be the dynamic, ball-winning midfielder they needed. But from his first season, it was clear that the move wasn't working out. His positioning was often poor, his decision-making questionable, and his passing inconsistent. A disastrous red card against Watford epitomized his chaotic stint, and he was soon shipped out on a series of loans across Europe. From Milan to Napoli, and back to Milan again, Bakayoko's fall from grace was swift and brutal, a player who came with high hopes but never delivered on them. Number 7 is Asier Del Horno, Chelsea's £8 million signing from Athletic Bilbao. A tough-tackling left-back with a reputation for physical play, Del Horno seemed like the perfect addition to Chelsea's defense. But his stint in London was short-lived and, frankly, unforgettable for it to cut their losses and sold him back to Spain. His legacy? A player whose impact was minimal, except for that one costly moment against Barcelona. At number 6, it's Danny Drinkwater. Part of Leicester City's fairy-tale title-winning team, Drinkwater's move to Chelsea better, from training ground bust-ups to driving bans. His time at Chelsea was marred by controversy. A true definition of a transfer gone wrong. Halfway through our list at number 5, it's Adrian Mutu, signed from Parma for £15.8 million. Mutu's Chelsea career started with a bang. 3 goals in his first 4 games, and fans were already dreaming of a new star. But what followed was a shocking fall from grace. After a run of poor form, he tested positive for cocaine, leading to a 7-month ban and a bitter legal battle that saw him ordered to pay millions in damages to Chelsea. Mutu's story is one of promise destroyed by personal demons, a cautionary tale about what happens when the spotlight shines too brightly, too soon. At number 4, it's Andriy Shevchenko, one of the greatest strikers of his generation. After years of trying, Roman Abramovich finally got his man, signing Shevchenko from AC Milan for £30.8 million. But at Chelsea, the goals just didn't come. The Ukrainian's confidence seemed to drain away game by game, and he often looked lost in the fast-paced and physical environment of the Premier League. He scored just 23 goals in 77 appearances, a far cry from his prolific record in Serie A. Eventually, losing his place to the younger, stronger Didier Drogba, Shevchenko's move to Chelsea is a stark reminder that even the best players can struggle to adapt. Number 3 is Fernando Torres. the £50 million signing who left Liverpool as one of the most feared strikers in Europe, only to struggle at Chelsea from day one. Torres took over 14 hours of football to score his first goal for the club, and that set the tone for a frustrating spell. While he did score a famous goal against Barcelona to send Chelsea to the Champions League final, that moment stands out precisely because it was so rare. With 45 goals in 175 games, Torres never reached the heights expected of him, and his Chelsea career remains one of football's great what-ifs. At number 2, we have Juan Sebastian Veron, a world-class playmaker who dazzled in Serie A, but never quite clicked in the Premier League. Chelsea paid £15 million hoping Veron could revive his English career after a disappointing spell at Manchester United. Unfortunately, it was more of the same. Veron managed just 14 league appearances for Chelsea, scoring once and often looking out of sync with his teammates. Loaned out to Inter Milan and eventually sold for a fraction of his fee, Veron's Chelsea stint was a costly gamble that didn't pay off. And finally, at number 1, it's Alvaro Morata, Chelsea's most expensive striker ever at £58 million. Morata started well, scoring on his debut and bagging a hat-trick early on. But soon, his confidence collapsed. By his second season, his performances were riddled with missed chances, frustration, and even tears on the pitch. With only 5 Premier League goals in his final season, Morata became the symbol of Chelsea's struggle to find a reliable striker. Eventually loaned out to Atletico Madrid, Morata's Chelsea tenure was marked by promise unfulfilled, making him our pick for the worst signing in Chelsea history. So, there you have it, the top 10 worst signings in Chelsea history. Some big names, big mistakes, and some even bigger regrets. Do you agree with our list? Did we miss anyone? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more football deep dives.